What's up everybody, this is krcgaming, bringing you a Heroes of the Storm guide for the ranged assassin Valla. Now this build and playstyle I use a lot to grind versus the AI, and it's really good either if you play it solo or queue with some friends. And it's really good if you just want to have fun and have a laid back playstyle. If you want to do your daily quests or grind gold or experience, if you haven't reached level 10 for the master skin yet for instance. I'll be playing versus the beginner bots, and let's just jump right into it.
I stand ready.
Now the build works pretty well against all the bots, and it can also be used in PvP when you play versus other people. But it's really handy when you play versus the bots because it's so easy to use and it has a very high sustain and you don't really have any downtime. Now it centers around Valla's auto attack and trade, which is the hatred, which means that for each attack she does up to a stack of 10 she gets better auto attacks and faster auto attacks. And since it centers around this, you just want to pick up the level 1 talent, Rancor, which increases this bonus. Now obviously when playing versus the easy AI bots, the game isn't very hard, so you don't need to do much to win, but this build and playstyle allows you to win faster than if you maybe play in a different way. So it's quite good for grinding the XP and getting more gold, because the more games you do, the more gold you get. Now after I'm done with the game itself, I'll sum up the build as well so you can have easy access to it. But basically you just do your auto attacks and you don't really need to use any abilities. Just try and stay alive and don't die to anything. If you see the bots, they usually spread out pretty well, but if they tend to get stuck in one lane, you can just take the other lane. Make sure you have somebody in all the lanes, but the bots are usually good at splitting up most of the time. I recommend you don't use too much mana, because one of the next talents you'll get, you use mana for the auto attacks instead, so you want to make sure you have these. The build has a high sustain because it focuses on the insane amount of self-heal Valla will get the higher level she gets. So you'll probably be nearly unkillable if you just don't play really stupid. Later on you can even tank the towers, even 2 towers for quite some time, maybe even deplete them of shots, so you don't really need to worry about much. I'm not really paying much attention to how I play because, well, it's versus the bots that are very easy. I recommend you follow the objectives of the map. You could also just like grind down the lanes, but the objectives of the map also give more XP, and usually they help you grind the lanes even faster. Now for the next tier, you'll take Vampiric Assault, which is the first self-heal Valla will get. And it makes you just start healing yourself the more damage you do. As you can see, her health is going up relatively fast already. That's a good thing. High sustain is easier to play and you can just do the games faster. When playing versus the AI, you can, especially the beginner AI, they don't really pull back when you fight them or damage them. You can just go for the kills, but you will get ahead in level, and the more you're ahead in level, the less XP you'll get when you kill an enemy. So it's not really worth it. Just if they happen to come by, you can kill them. Else just follow the objectives of the map and try and grind down the lanes as fast as you can, without dying, of course, because dying is boring. I tend to, like in a map with this, like this, I tend to follow the boss respawn, because it'll give us more kills and it'll support it. It'll tank a lot of the shots from the towers as well. So it'll actually help me grind down the lane faster. But now it's like a good opportunity to kill some of the bots here, so I'll just pursue them. Now they're trying to defend against the boss respawned, which is also nice, because you can just kill them pretty easily. Now in level 7 you'll get the third talent. The third talent you'll choose is Searing Arrows, or Searing Attack, my bad. And it activates a faster auto attack for some time, and the auto attacks then cost some mana, but it stacks really well with the self heal for the auto attacks, because if you like, it's very hard to drop low on HP with this build as Valla when you're playing these bots. But if you tend to like maybe overextend, or you want to tank some towers or something, you can activate Searing Attacks, because when you activate Searing Attacks she hits harder with the auto attacks, and this heals her even more. You can also use it like now to try and get some damage in really fast. But once I have Searing Attacks I tend to stop use the abilities too much, because I want to make sure I have mana. If an opportunity comes up, then you can just like kill some of the enemy bots if you want. But else I tend to save the mana. At least 50% I hold it at. You also of course always want to have enough mana to vault if you get stuck in a weird position and don't want to die. I recommend that when you're playing versus the AI especially, you clear all the lanes. It's basically as fast as clearing only one lane. Sometimes it's even faster. It depends a lot on the composition your team has. You need a lot of specialists to do the fast one lane push. And it also yields more experience the more forts you clear after the game, which is better for gold and leveling, of course. It's better for gold because when you level your character to level 5 or 9 or so on, you get some gold from that. So you kind of just want to make sure to level in-game as much as you can, because the more you level in a game, the more XP you'll get after the game. The bots now are going pretty ham on the core, which I can't really do anything about. I can tell them to pull back, but I don't really want to do that either. So I'm just gonna go down here and try to grind here. Maybe they'll get pushed back by the other bots. I'm kind of hoping for that, and it usually happens when I'm not around, because yeah, the bots aren't really clever. So I'll try and push this lane and have my minions follow up to me, so I can clear this one as well to get the 2 remaining buildings. I'm just gonna activate this boss up here, because he'll spawn in the bottom lane, because he spawned in the top lane before, and this will help me clear that lane. Now luckily my ally bots were pushed back, so we didn't clear it yet. You could have a fast win, of course, if I had pushed in there, but both the spawn time for the enemy bots and the damage, because we're not so high level yet, make it so it will take some time to get the core down anyway. And as I mentioned, I really want to clear the 2 bottom forts before we end the game to get more XP. Each time I meet an enemy bot, I'll usually activate Searing Arrows, and now he's nearly dead, so I'll actually chase him and get the kill, just to get that little more XP. But you can already, I don't know if you noticed, but it's already pretty clear that you get less and less XP the more you're ahead in level. But it's not big of a deal. Now you can of course go and defend and pushing the top, as you can see a bit, but yeah, it's not really important. You just kind of want to clear both lanes, or if it's a map with 3 lanes, you want to clear that 3rd lane as well, and win the game fast like that. You won't need to defend versus beginner bots. I'm just gonna go a bit ham here, using some of my abilities to push them back, so the bot, or not the bot, the boss will come up, and so we can clear this building, the last building before the core, really fast. Now for level 13, I usually go with Tempered by Discipline. This is another self-heal that will, when Valla's stacks are built, he gets another stack to build. It's called Discipline. When it reaches 10, basic attacks heal even more. So if we activate the character display stat thingy, you can see that the lifesteal is really high. It actually goes to 45 when all the stacks are built. So 45% of the auto attack damage Valla will do will heal her. This means, you can see it right here, I'm actually pretty much tanking this lone tower here. You could also tank 2 towers for quite some time and make them deplete a lot of shots. This is more useful in the maps where there are 3 lanes, because of course the games will be longer. It takes longer to clear them all. But this game is over now, and it was 9 minutes for a full clear, which is the best XP you can get. You usually don't get, maybe you get to level 16 when you win a game versus bots when there are 3 lanes, but you never really get the level 20 talent anyway. But the talents I showed in this video is the thing that the talents that make this build. Okay, here we are in try mode. I'll just sum up the build I did and also talk about the remaining talents that you usually don't get because the games are so short when you grind versus the AI, but I'll still go over them here. The first level talent you want to get is Rancor to increase the attack speed from your auto attacks. And the level 4 talents is the first self heal you get, Vampiric Assault. And the level 7 talent you'll get is Searing Attacks, which you can boost your auto attacks for a short period of time. The level 10 talent doesn't really matter. I didn't mention in the guide itself because I don't really use it a lot. You can take strafe to do some decent AoE and clear a wave, so I'll usually do that versus the AI. The level 13 talent is Tempered by Discipline, which is a really big self-heal once you build the stacks for Valla's auto attacks. Now I didn't even, in the game versus the bots, I didn't even get a chance to take the level 16 or the level 20, but usually versus the bots I'll take blood for blood. It's like you can heal from it very fast if you're in a tricky spot, and you also do some damage to the opposing enemy you use it on. So it's kind of like a healing potion, and you remove some health from someone else. And then level 20 talent of course will also buff the auto attack speed and range of Valla to make her self heal completely insane. I'll just test it out now in level 20. Attacking the target dummy, you can see the damage per second being pretty high, and when you look at when her stacks in both Discipline and Hatred are built, her damage per second is over 500, and if you activate the character display you can see the lifesteal is 45%, which is really high. So 45% of 500 something she will heal per second, which is a lot. So it's like it's maybe around 250 per second she'll heal of health, which is quite a lot because it's nearly 10% of her entire health pool. It's a little less, but it's really good. You won't really die unless you really mess up. This has been it for this guide. Please leave a like if you liked the video. You can use the comments or send me a message if you want to get in touch to tell me which guides you'd like to see next. Subscribe for more content in the future. This has been krcgaming. Stay positive and keep practicing.